Well, Gamer Christmas has come and gone. We gotta wait a whole nother year before it comes back again. However, this is the perfect time to look back at all the great presents we received.
And also the bags of coal.
So, hey, I'm Stuttering Craig.
And I'm Nervous Nick.
For ScrewAttack's best and worst moments of E3 2012.
Number 5.
Out of all the conferences for each of the big three, we think it's a no-brainer that Sony easily had the strongest show. They got the hype train for PlayStation All-Stars kicked off with a couple big reveals.
Just like we hoped.
They showed gameplay of The Last of Us.
Just like we hoped.
And they made PlayStation Plus membership sound even more awesome.
Now get this, giving subscribers 3 stellar PS3 games for free. It was mostly good news all around. I mean, the conference would have been higher on the list, but they omitted all those Vita game announcements and made one announcement that we'll get to later.
Number 4.
When the press conferences were over, all of us sat around in silence. Our heads turned from our computer monitors to each other's faces, all with the same look of befuddlement. We were all thinking the same thing. Did Ubisoft just win E3?
Let it be known that we share the same sentiment as the rest of the internet that the actual presenters were pretty awful, but the games were some of the most solid of the entire show. Assassin's Creed 3, Splinter Cell Blacklist, Rayman Legends, Zombie U, Far Cry 3, Watch Dogs. Do I need to go on?
Ubisoft's conference was, at one point, the only conference we saw dominate all 10 worldwide trending topics on Twitter. Things like Far Cry 3, Rayman, Assassin's Creed, Girlwood, Giant Black Girl.
We try not to remember all of them.
Giant Black Girl.
Giant Black Girl.
Number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2012 Xbox Global Media Briefing.
The Microsoft conference was mostly yet another year of saw this coming, don't care, where are the video games, Call of Duty, where
Now,
are the games.
part of the non-video game segment that always lasts too long showcased this year Smart Glass, a technology that lets you control your Xbox with other devices. Woo! Yeah, it's kind of weird to explain, so we'll just let Trey Parker do it for us.
How many times have you been watching an episode of South Park and thought, I'd like to be able to watch this on my television while hooked into my mobile device, which is being controlled by my tablet device, which is hooked into my oven, all while sitting in the refrigerator?
Number 2.
We know you guys won't appreciate this as much as we do, but E3 was way easier on us this year.
Yeah, this is more of an us thing than a you guys thing, but we're gonna be a little selfish here and put this on the list because we went all out. How many people covered E3 for us last year, Nick?
4.
Yeah, that's right. How many covered E3 for us this year, Nick?
17!
Yes, and the entire G1 community as well.
Between first impressions, interviews, news, gameplay photos, and all sorts of other fun, we had over 250 E3 posts within 4 days, all waiting for you on our site right now. Go watch them.
Also, a big shout out to Enforce, Mark, Matt, and Mark 2 for holding down the editing for us. Thanks, guys.
Self-gratification over.
It's number 1.
In the age of social media where there's leaks for every single thing under the sun, E3 has honestly gotten a little less exciting.
On the bright side, it's made us appreciate the announcements that genuinely surprise us that much more. Imagine how different the reactions for Zombie U or Watch Dogs or the announcement of Big Daddy and PlayStation All-Stars would have been different if any of those had been known ahead of time.
It's surprises like those that don't just catch us off guard, but truly get us excited to run onto the show floor and get our hands on them as soon as we possibly can. And by the way, Big Daddy, amazing.
But as we were all reminded again this year, not all surprises can be good ones. So let's start counting down the worst of E3 2012.
Number 5.
And let's just start with, Sing. Jamie Jackson, what the fuck?
Is it a karaoke game, but like you're allowed to invite more friends over to your house?
No. This isn't even a game. The idea is that you're supposed to be able to get your friends involved and come over and play, but come on, they can't even be scored. They're volunteering to look like jackasses. I mean, look at Nick.
Hey,
And-
I was trying my hardest.
And the old Asian guy in the background. I mean, who wants to look like that guy? And Nick.
Hey.
Nobody.
Number 4.
Not 100 feet from the Los Angeles Convention Center where E3 is held, the LA Kings hockey team was poised to win the Stanley Cup. And on top of that, Video Games Live, which very well could have ended at the exact same time as the hockey game, was right next door at Nokia Theater. And then suddenly, we started having flashbacks.
2 years ago, the Lakers won the NBA title at the Staples Center, and the citizens of Los Angeles were so amazingly happy that they destroyed their own city.
Sports! This year was like sitting right around the corner from a massive time bomb all over again. People were moving appointments and meetings all around just so they can avoid being downtown for fear of being destroyed by Los Angelinos. You guys are crazy.
Fortunately, the Kings lost and the city was spared another night, but for the whole evening, we were ready to bolt the doors and board up the windows all over again. No fun.
Number 3.
Let's say you had $30 to spend on pizzas to feed a small crew that's been working hard all day long. That could get you like 6 DiGiorno's pizzas.
Or 10 Red Baron pizzas.
Or 30 Totino's party pizzas.
Or 6 pizzas at E3. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant 6 slices of pizza at E3. You should be ashamed of yourself, LA Convention Center. And it sucked too.
I'm hungry now.
Use cameo regime.
Number 2.
Nintendo had one mission at E3 this year. Just one thing they had to do. Make the Wii U as attractive as possible. And what'd they do?
They showed Pikmin 3 for the first time, they demoed Batman Arkham City Armored Edition, revealed more Zombie U, and for the most part, the rest is pretty forgettable.
But the thing is, we already knew about those games. How do you spend an hour talking so much without telling us anything new? At a press event.
All of Nintendo's most exciting announcements came from the pre-E3 conference. And even then, there was just them saying how they're playing catch-up. We practically expect some so-so announcements for the majority of any conference, but the words, "Before we leave, please take one more look," should lead into something more interesting than just more Nintendo land.
Woohoo! Fireworks! Listen, it's a press conference. Talk about stuff. Like a release date, the price, your online service, hell, anything but the Wii U's equivalent to Wii Sports.
Yes, my body was ready.
It's number 1.
Okay, so we need to unlock these gates. And we're going to use the unlocking charm Alo Amora.
That poor woman.
Problem number 1 with Wonderbook. Adults trying to demonstrate what is clearly a child's game. Problem number 2, spending 15 long minutes trying to prove how innovative it is. Innovative. Problem number 3, getting it to work right.
The Wonderbook demonstration was so terrible, it actually distracted us from a lot of the good things at Sony's press conference.
Way to go.
We don't see it becoming a huge success for Sony.
Nope.
We don't anticipate it to sell more Move controllers.
Hell no.
And we don't think it has much outside potential. Holy crap, will you please just open up the door?
Open the freaking door!
Okay, well, it is a live demo. So.
Tilt up your book so you can see down that hole.
Woo!
Tilt up your book so you can see down that hole.